John Bellatieri was 26 years old when he was murdered.
He's a great person. And whoever did this is a son of a bitch.
I do know that John did get into Angel Dust, and I do believe that this was a drug-related murder.
My mother is ill, and I would love for her to have some answers before she passes.
Real families, real stories. From Lasting Media, I'm Jason B. Jones, and this is Season 2 of Knock Knock, the unsolved murder of John Bellatieri. Available August 5th, and listen to the trailer now wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm JP.
I'm JD.
And I'm D-Rock.
And you're listening to the only whiskey podcast dedicated to blind tastings under $50.
We go past the labels and beyond the marketing to vote on our favorite pours without bias or breaking the bank.
Welcome to the Blue Collar Bourbon Show. All right, fellas.
Yes, sir.
I got a good one today.
All right.
Okay.
We've got the master of malts himself, all the way from Oregon, by way of Kentucky and a bunch of other states. He's down here in Nashville. He's brought 8 pours today. Everybody, please welcome to the show, Mr. Mike Goodner.
Yo!
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Now, Mike, why are you in town?
Well, I won the Nelson's Greenbrier Honey Lottery. And had to come in person to pick it up before August 21st. So, scheduled trip out here, hit a few other distilleries along the way, and happy to get that. Although, you know, I've heard that of all their honey releases, it's the least impressive.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you opened the bottle yet?
I have not opened the bottle yet.
What are your plans with the bottle?
Plans are to drink it.
Okay.
Attaboy.
Yep. Share with friends. I mean,
We're friends.
What is whiskey for?
You're in a good spot for that.
Yeah, you're in a good spot with friends.
So they did, Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery, they did a virtual lottery where everybody in the U.S. could sign up. Is that what they did?
Yeah. So I think it was either last year or the year before. You know, they had like 5-hour lines waiting because I think it was right before COVID hit, and they just had a crazy pickup experience. It wasn't fun for the guests. But
Yeah.
It sounds like it wasn't fun for them.
It
either.
looked hot.
Yeah. So what they ended up doing is they had an app that you could sign up for, and it was essentially a lottery, and you put in your credit card information, and if you won, you would see a charge, and then the invitation would come through. And sure enough, I was sitting there, you know, on the Monday they're doing the lottery, and I see this $200 charge come through my credit card, and it's like, okay.
So how does that conversation work with the wife? Hey, I won a $200 bottle of bourbon, and I have to
Go spend a couple more $100 to go get
on
it.
a round trip to Nashville to go pick up my $200 bottle.
Yeah. It's not quite the bargain that you think you have once you get it.
It's the experience.
It is
the experience.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can add to the experience, but I'm not promising anything. So, so you've brought 8 today.
Yes.
And are we blinding all 8?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We might forget to blind by the end. But,
Now, I will say, Mike, you're a Patreon supporter. You've been a supporter of the show since the very beginning, and I love you for it.
Is this a Patreon Purveyor's Pour, by the way?
Sure. I mean, he's brought it all.
Yeah,
He is a
okay.
Patreon member. Sure, that's what this is.
All right. Sorry to interrupt.
But your palate and my palate
totally different.
don't align most of the time. So
No.
I don't know what to think about. I'm kind of a little worried about this.
Well, I'll be interested to see. Most of these are local Oregon.
Okay.
So,
There's your hint.
but we'll see how they go. We'll see how they go.
All right. I'm ready.
And the other night we hung out and he had me try scotch. So he did have me do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Macallan 12.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I liked it.
Well,
I was in.
there you go.
Well, I'm always up for a good adventure, so let's do it.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do this? Is this A, B, C, D? Like, are we doing
So-
numbers?
So yeah, this is the first pour.
Okay.
Okay.
The first pour
let's
is
do
near you.
numbers.
Okay.
Can we do Roman numerals?
How do you-
This is IV.
Yeah.
VII?
I don't think that translates to audio very well.
And now for XIII.
Yeah.
And by the time we get to the last one, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do Roman numerals.
Yeah. What comes after X?
This feels like L. I don't.
All right, let's do number one.
Number one.
Number one.
He was number one.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's gin.
Yes, it is.
It certainly is.
Yeah, unmistakably gin. But there's something else. Very orange citrus,
Yeah.
like orange
Like
juice.
a orange
This one's in a
marmalade gin.
black
Yeah.
Glencairn, so I can't see what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Well, maybe I can't see what it is because it's clear, and you didn't want us to see that it was clear. Wouldn't surprise me though if it was barrel aged.
Well, let's find out.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Gentlemen.
Oh,
Gentleman, hit the crickets on that one.
Definitely tastes like orange.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very orangey.
Yes.
That's almost all you get.
And the botanicals on the finish.
This is the Freeland gin finished in the Tang barrel.
Tang barrel.
Sunny D Select.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm digging it. So I think it's just going to come down to price for
Yep.
me.
Yep.
Since we're not going to guess any of these, this is $36.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is worth $36.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very happy about this one for $36.
Excellent. And I forget, so this is a new discovery of mine. Just a couple weeks ago, went out to Kildare Distilling. It is out in Oregon wine country. It's nestled in between a couple of vineyards. And yeah, they're about 3 years old, and 3 or 4 years old. And when I had this gin, because I am not particularly a gin fan, I like the Freeland because it's not juniper forward.
Yeah.
Similar to this, and I wish I could remember all the botanicals that he said he put in here, but there's definitely that heavy citrus feel.
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this all local ingredients to make
Yes.
this gin. Yeah. Because it's got a very unique, it's not a standard gin taste profile.
No.
Killdeer Gin. Love the bottle. Very minimalist.
Yeah.
So with Killdeer Distilling, are they doing like gin and vodka now and then aging whiskey, or what's their story?
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like we're about to.
So we're going to go pour number 2, and that's what the tumblers are for.
Okay.
Okay. Now, wait, before we move on, this gin, for those of our listeners who haven't listened to the last week's bonus episode on Friday, we did Old Dusty's, and one of them was a gin. And we thought the gin was all cloudy, but then we
Yeah.
looked. This gin is actually cloudy.
Yes, it is.
And this isn't 40 years old.
Yeah, it's got a haze to it for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember this being cloudy when I got on the airplane, so it could be a altitude effect
Altitude effect.
okay.
going on.
Interesting.
And, for things that have citrus in them, a lot of times, like if you look at like Mountain Dew, right? Or Squirt or anything like that, they have to use, something to keep the citrus flavors in suspension.
Interesting.
Or
I
else they
didn't-
separate out. And so I wonder if because it doesn't have additives, that we just got a little bit of altitude effect here. But yeah, when I took it out this morning, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That's a bold gin. I'm a fan. All right, pour number 2. In a tumbler with a piece of ice.
Smell that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh my.
Oh, man.
Oh,
no.
jeez.
Is this absinthe?
It smells like
It's
like a licorice?
It's,
Yeah.
It's absinthe.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
like
And it's green.
Oh, no.
Why is it green?
Absinthe is traditionally green.
Is it?
It is. Although there is a red absinthe, which I can't remember
Yes.
what they color that with. But
Corsair's got a red absinthe.
What makes an absinthe green?
so in this case, it's not some of the usual botanicals. He used mint to give it the green, but see if you can pick out the mint there.
All right.
Oh boy.
Cheers to absinthe.
cheers.
I might regret that.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right. I've had absinthe one other time in my life, and it was terrible. This isn't that bad. I mean, it's that's just black licorice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love licorice, so this is delicious. I think it's great.
I was gonna say it having an ice cube in it helps.
Yeah. So I believe the traditional way is you have an ice cube and then you put one of those absinthe knives or whatever over it, balance a sugar cube on top, and you drip water on it slowly to let the sugar dissolve into the absinthe.
Huh.
So we didn't have the sugar set up, but
That's
That seems
elaborate.
like an awful lot of work just for a drink.
So Killdeer Distilling is also doing absinthe.
they are.
What is the proof on this?
I believe the proof on this is something like 130.
Okay. It
That's
does.
130 proof?
So
Not even close.
Don't hold me to it, because I didn't bring the full bottle. So, but I'm pretty sure that it is a very high proof.
It's on the bottle.
65%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I did write it down. Good.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So 130.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Not-
that's the key ingredient in a Sazerac, too. Or one of the key ingredients.
Absinthe?
Uh-huh. They rinse the glass with absinthe.
Oh.
So that's why you get that. That's why I usually don't get Sazeracs.
I'm not going to that. I'm not drinking that. But it's not as bad as I remember absinthe being.
There is zero heat on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is scary smooth.
Yes.
If you love licorice and you just want to get plastered, there you go.
So, Mike, how are you drinking this?
So how am I drinking it? Typically, I'm going to do just like this: is
Okay.
throw a little ice there because it's going to the whole like sugar cube ritual. So it's a lot of work just to enjoy a sip.
Ugh, it's a little too much for me.
Yeah, I got
It's not terrible. It's just
Too much licorice?
Yeah, I'm not a huge
that's-
licorice fan.
I'm not
so
either.
Yeah.
That's
That is powerful.
yes, it is.
The flavor is powerful.
My wife would love it. It's not for me.
Woo!
It does. I feel like I pick up on the mint thing. It's got a freshness to it.
Yeah.
Definitely on the nose. After he said that, yeah, I'd definitely pick up some mint leaf on the nose.
And $42 for that.
Yes, please. Yeah.
We can talk after the show. I only brought a sample because I didn't know if it would be the gong show and I'd hear all the gongs going off.
No, man. We have no room to talk. The last episode, I believe, we had peppered pickle.
We had wicked pickle mixed with peanut butter and
Yes.
whiskey.
So
That made me a little sick to my stomach listening this morning.
we may have you
May
try
have
it
to
here.
treat you to one. Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that's not the worst thing you've ever had.
That's it. That was an adventure. I wouldn't partake or buy, but that was. Thank you.
This on ice is, man, it's fun.
Well, it's all yours then.
Okay. D-Rock, you in?
I'm not in.
Well, all right.
It's all yours.
Well, you got at least 2 ounces there.
Hey, welcome to the weekend. All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, let's. So I know this is not blue collar gin. It's not blue collar absinthe. The theme is blue collar bourbon. So we'll get into some whiskeys here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All the rest of this is whiskey.
All right. We just got rid of the outliers first.
Yes. And I apologize for putting something that strong and sweet up front, but I figured we'll just finish it off all on whiskey.
Yeah.
All right. Point number 3.
3 is a magic number.
Here's that malt.
Yeah,
Malt
there's
forward.
That malt funk.
So JP's vote doesn't count from here on out.
Can you just mute him?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe you make a believer out of me today.
I don't know. Maybe we need a designated hitter to use a
yeah.
baseball metaphor.
Who are you gonna? I mean, Bean Man, you want to? You gonna step in here?
What, in your spot?
Apparently.
Hey, Jess from Knock Knock is like outside the door.
All right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Single malt, local grain.
Not single malt.
Really?
Really?
Really.
Yeah. I don't mind this, which doesn't surprise me if it's not a single malt.
It's got like the raisin bread thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Oregon.
It is from Oregon.
Is it a Westward?
It is not.
That's all I know.
Yeah. It's about 90 proof.
86.
All right.
Mash bill.
On the website, it doesn't add up to 100, but it is.
I don't see how people get away with that.
It is predominantly rye. This is a rye whiskey.
Wow.
Oh.
Huh. 2 year?
I believe at least 2 year. Not sure how much older than that it is.
It drinks like a single malt. So it's got to be like a local rye
Is it a
thing.
malted rye?
Oh, good question.
It is not malted. There might be, since I'm not as familiar with the distillery, I haven't sat in their tasting room for hours and chatted. Only one visit, but they're if you're getting some malt character, they might have some malt to prime the fermentation. But I don't think the rye is. I don't think it's malted.
Yeah, definitely getting a malted thing.
I love the finish on this.
What's the price on this?
The price on this is $45.
Okay.
Doesn't drink like your standard Indiana, Kentucky
No.
rye.
Yep, all fermented on site there.
Yeah, this is a completely different thing. Which under 50, yeah, this would be great to have in the collection.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you like having it in the collection because here is your bottle, guys.
Nice.
Some more killdeer.
Yep.
Man, these guys' stuff is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was out when I was there, but he makes a light whiskey as well.
Ooh, I would like to try that.
And it also sounds like he's going to be doing some very experimental type stuff. He showed us a fermenter full of, I'm trying to remember what kind it was. I think it was a brown rice that he's fermenting. And so he's going to do a rice whiskey.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
We've had something with...
yeah, that sounds familiar.
The Buffalo Trace Experimental was like a 6-grain. One of those was like rice.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And it was weird.
Way weird, yeah.
Yeah, and Jerry and Patreon, he has the Burlock and Barrel Whisper, which is 100% rice whiskey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that stuff is good. That is crazy good.
D-Rock, you're actually a lot closer than you thought. This is actually 89 proof.
Oh,
okay.
So you were right there.
One
90.
away.
Yeah. Way to go.
That's awesome. I actually like that.
yeah.
An Oregon
I like
rye.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So this next one's going to be an Oregon malt.
We'll see. Pour number 4?
4.
I'm already starting to question myself. 4?
Oh, shit.
A little more familiar nose.
Really?
More familiar than where we've been.
I'm getting a floral perfumey kind of thing.
I'm getting like pencil eraser.
Pencil eraser.
Wow.
Again, childhood memory.
Yeah. Like number 2 pencil?
Like a Ticonderoga?
Like a Ticonderoga number 2 pencil.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, nose is not my strong suit.
Cheers.
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 What is this?
Black tea.
That
is
grassy,
tea.
It's got a grassy finish.
Yes. Tea, yes.
That is bold tea.
Yeah.
I am digging that.
You're digging
Yeah,
this one?
I love tea.
I do too.
I'm actually really liking that.
Yeah, it's got a nice finish. Mm-hmm. Kind of hangs out, tongue life.
Man, if you put this, if you took a hot day, put this over a little bit of ice and put a lemon wedge next to it, man, that would be killer.
I like this a lot.
That is dangerous. It reminds, you remember the stuff that came out a little while ago? It was years ago, but the Firefly tea.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whiskey, whatever that was.
Sweet tea vodka or sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, was it vodka?
I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
It's got that same
Yep.
flavor profile to it.
Yeah.
That's
I like that.
That's good.
So, Mike, please say this is a single malt.
Close. This is the Westward 2 malts.
Oh, we're so close. We got him on a Westward.
68% malted barley, 32% malted rye. 4-year-old.
Just
Wow.
inching closer and closer to that single
And
malt.
what's the price on this?
Price on this is $90.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is definitely not blue collar.
This is it's all oats up front, like oatmeal kind of thing up front, and then it just turns into this black tea thing, which I know sounds really weird, but that's what it does.
Yeah, so one of the OG breweries in Portland, Bridgeport, which actually ended up closing a couple of years ago. 4 years ago, when they collaborated on this, and basically they have this beer called Kingpin Beer that they just decide, let's make it without hops and then turn it into a whiskey, and that's exactly what this is.
Huh.
And so Westward's tie into the brewing community in Portland. They do some collaborations like this. So this is the 2 malts.
Okay.
Barley and rye.
What's cool about that is, we're Kentucky, Tennessee whiskey boys. What's something here that compares to that?
I don't know of anything that compares to that.
I'll save you the time. Nothing compares to that. Which is awesome. There's nothing you can compare that to. It's so unique.
Yeah. That's
So,
good.
Are you a buy at 90?
Oh, man. In context, at the distillery, yes.
Okay, what if you and I went in and bought a bottle?
Yeah, I do
45
that.
for half?
I do that.
Okay.
I split a bottle with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll see if they still have any of this left, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, this is an awesome one to have in the collection for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, JP. Buying a Westward.
Man.
I never said I had any problem with the brand.
Yeah, you did.
No, not the brand themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I got no problem with Westward. I just haven't been a huge fan of their stuff.
You just said their stuff tastes like weed. Now they won't come on the show.
Well, he also said dirty ashtrays once, too.
I just tell it like it is, guys.
Yeah, but who's keeping track of these?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
hey,
burning
you
that
come here because I'm not holding back, or any of us aren't holding back. That's why you listen. That's why you tune in. I'm going to be honest with you. Pour 5?
Let's do the next two side by side, so just be careful to keep track. But let's do 5 and 6 side by side.
All right, 5 on the left, 6 on the right. How about that?
Yep.
5.
5 on the left.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The 5 is lemony.
Yeah.
5 is
Pledge.
more. I was going to say grassy.
You get grass? Lemongrass. Let's do lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, 6 is sweet.
Oh, yeah. Smells good.
All right, so are we just doing these back to back? Or?
Yeah, let's taste 5.
All right,
Okay.
going for 5.
It's 5.
Cheers.
It's malty.
You might have lost me on this one.
This is the single malt.
It's not terrible.
Feel free to save a little and then go to 6 and then go back to 5.
All right, let's go to 6.
Going to 6?
6.
Cheers on 6.
6.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. 6 all day.
What in the world, man?
That's fantastic.
Wow.
I'm not digging 5.
I like 5.
5 was good, but it's drastically different
Yes, it is.
than
Yeah.
6. 6 is more Kentucky bourbon. 5 is very malty.
I won't trash it, but it's not my jam.
What do you think about 6?
6 is my jam. I need more of 6.
What about you, D-Rock? You need more 6 in
I'm
your life?
liking them both. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like 6 probably a little better, but I like 5 a lot.
Yeah, definitely partial to 6, but both of these are great.
6 is hot.
There's proof
There's
on it.
heat
Yeah,
on 6.
Barrel proof.
So 5 is 92 proof.
Okay.
6 is 100 proof.
Okay.
Oh,
Huh.
it drinks hotter than 100.
It does. Interesting.
Are these both Oregon?
They are not.
Oh.
Did you get these at Tarek's?
I did not.
Ah, okay.
Are these Washington?
No.
You got these in Kentucky.
I got one of them in Kentucky.
You got number 6 in Kentucky.
I did get number
Yeah, you
6 in
did.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's got Kentucky written all over
Yes,
it.
it does. Yeah.
I don't know where 5 comes from.
Yeah, you do.
Oregon? He just said
He
they're
said
not
no.
from Oregon.
Oh.
Yeah.
I said they're not both from Oregon.
Oh, okay. 5
It's
is
5
Oregon.
from Oregon.
Yeah.
5 is a single malt from Oregon.
5 is Oregon.
It's a single malt?
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
We got.
You tried. You got me on a 2 malt. It's not
Yeah.
a single malt. Branch Point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So back a couple of years ago when I was on, I brought in their single malted rye, which you did like it then.
Yes.
Okay.
That was their 2-year single malted rye.
Did I buy it then?
You bought it then.
Oh.
Yeah. He laid it down for another 2 years, and this is out of the same distillation run. So single malted rye.
I'm a fan of that.
And the reason we were doing these side by side, and by the way, this is your bottle, gents.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The reason we were doing this side by side
Oh.
is because 6 was a 6-year single malted rye from New Riff.
Okay,
Man,
you got me on a
nice.
single malt.
Yes.
But that does not taste like... That is a Kentucky single malt. That
Yes.
is nothing compared to an Oregon single malt.
Definitely.
What was the? That's 100%
Man.
malted rye.
Yeah.
100% malted rye in both of those.
That's, geez, amazing. What was the price on that?
On the New Riff, I believe it was $59.99, and the Branch Point $74.99 for the, the craft premium.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd buy either one.
Yeah, I would
I'm
definitely
in.
buy them both.
Yeah.
Is the New Riff? Is that only a distillery only bottle?
I I hesitate to say that because some of their stuff, even if it's quote unquote distillery only, still can sometimes show up on seal box.
Oh, okay.
But I think they've only had one release of that because they're only 7 years old. So they've only had one release of the 6th year. Sounds like they're going to have another release of it coming, but their first one sold out in something like 4 hours.
Oh, man,
so they just held a little back for occasionally after a tour they'll release it and give you the option of buying.
I'm going back to the Branch Point.
What if you like it over ice?
Yeah.
Put a cube in there.
I don't have any cubes.
I'll get you a cube if you want.
I think you might like it. Let it sit a little bit, cool down.
All right, I'll do a cube.
I'll get you a cube.
What do you think, Mike? Do you think that would get him?
Good.
Man, I love this one.
I mean, I don't hate it.
He just wants a 95.5 MGP rye. That's all he wants.
It's just not.
Or some chicken cock.
Or some chicken cock, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a little more spice on the back end of it, of the new riff.
Or just pour it in there.
What did you
pour
do?
it in there.
What did you do to this ice?
What did I do? It's ice.
It won't come out of the cup.
We'll swirl, give it a little love.
All right.
Man, that new riff is so good.
It is good.
Branch Point on ice.
I even knew you had this, and
Oh, no. It's far better without ice.
Okay.
Really?
It's far better neat. Yeah, if I had to pick between the two, I'd do that neat.
What does the ice do?
It mutes it, and it kind of makes it like chalky. No, it's not fun with ice.
Little wet cardboard action going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much better without ice. If someone gave that bottle to me, I'd be super grateful. I'd keep it in the collection. I'd pour it for people so they can have a taste of what an Oregon single malt tastes like. And I'd go to it every now and then maybe when I'm feeling crazy. But it wouldn't be like a...
Yeah, it's not in your wheelhouse.
It's not a staple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not dissing on it at all. It's just not my thing.
So, Mike, what is consensus in Oregon on products from Kentucky? Are people more partial to the local, the Branch Points, the Westwards, or is there an appreciation for Kentucky and Tennessee whiskeys?
I would say both. So, if you find out that your local liquor store got in, 3 cases of Weller, 12,
yeah,
there will be a line.
Gotcha. So people there are even looking for it.
Yeah, people there are looking for it, going crazy, even with all the, the state liquor control rules. They'll still, try to figure out ways to get their hands on it and things like that. But, I think there's also an appreciation. And if you think about Oregon whiskey, there's, some people that are, like Westward came from from brewery background. So they're really like trying to turn good beer into good whiskey.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Freeland, they're, killing it with the gin, and they have their MGP bourbon until their, homegrown rye comes out.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's one of the things, because if you look at like Freeland, what they're going to be doing with their rye, if you look at, Branch Point works with local farmers.
Yeah.
I believe Kildare is working with local farmers as well. So there are definitely a lot of distilleries that are really trying to do the local theme.
Yeah.
Stein, which is something I brought a couple of years ago, they're same thing. They're growing all their own. So they're basically farm to glass, kind of like Leaper's Fork.
Yeah. Which is interesting, with the exception of Freeland using MGP. There's not a lot of people sourcing in the Northwest, as opposed to here. 70-80% of whiskeys that come from our area are sourced.
Well, there are definitely some bigger ones. So that was like Bull Run out there. Bull Run in Portland. They have a combination, and the thing that disappoints me is I can never quite figure out which is Oregon juice and which one is MGP. And they're not as transparent as one would think about that.
Gotcha.
And same with Eastside. So Eastside does Burnside bourbons, and they also do like the Redneck Riviera, and stuff like that. So and there it's really hard to find out too, because for the longest time I was told and thought one of their 4 Burnside bourbons is 100% Oregon, but even that's come into question. So it's not clear what's really going on.
The Redneck Riviera that they put out, that's Canadian, isn't? I thought they were using Canadian distillate.
I don't know what distillate, but whoever it was it Big and Rich or whoever
John Rich
got them to create it, said, make me something like Canadian Club. that was the whole design criteria.
okay.
Is I want something made in the U.S. that tastes like Canadian Club.
But he's from
So
Nashville,
they
which I don't
took-
get.
Well, maybe Granny drinks Canadian Club because they have the Granny Rich version too. Maybe.
I want something made in the U.S. that tastes like Canadian Club. So they took.
But and I'm a country artist.
So they took Canadian whiskey and just okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that qualifies as made in the U.S., but whatever.
Yeah, well, Pendleton too, right?
Right.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Pendleton was great.
Pendleton's another, you
yeah.
know, it's a Canadian whiskey.
Yep.
You know, sourced into it used to be sourced into Hood River Distillers.
Okay.
And I think they ended up selling the brand, but they still do the vattings for them.
Yeah.
I think even Caribou Crossing.
Yeah.
Caribou. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yep.
So, ready to go back to Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
of course
we got
are.
more.
Wash the glass
we got
out.
2 more. So yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Do a quick rinse.
All right.
So I mentioned Oregon wine country a couple of times. So Kildare is out in wine country. Branch Point is out in wine country. So here's another one that they, and, you know, just to be transparent, these folks are sourcing.
Okay.
But, you know, they're really focusing on doing, you know, just really good barrel picks and making sure it fits in their wheelhouse. So this place is called Ewing Young. Funny little story behind, so they might be able to claim to be the oldest distillery in Oregon. Ewing Young started his distillery in 1835, I believe, is one of the original settlers to Oregon. The local temperance society came over and shut him down, but you know they bought him out. But he had written a rider in the contract that he could start distilling on that location anytime he wanted to. So I don't think the family that runs it are descendants of Ewing Young, but it's the Ewing Young farm. It's where he settled. So they reestablished it there. And, you know, so if you want to consider them the oldest distillery in Oregon, you know, they can trace their roots back to 1835.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When you figure out that your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was a distiller on his land, then you have to reopen a distillery.
Yeah, it's fate.
Yeah.
Destiny.
So is this all coming from MGP?
This is MGP.
Okay. Smells good.
It does.
I'm thinking it's going to taste good.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So I don't know what their plans are, but they do a gin and a vodka in-house, and then they source their bourbon, and I think they're about to release a single malt finished in Pinot Noir casks.
Oh, nice.
And I think they're probably sourcing that single malt. But I have yet to talk to them to figure out whether they actually have, you know, distilling whiskey in their future.
I don't care what that costs. I'm buying that.
Okay.
This is a bourbon.
This is a bourbon.
Is this finished in a wine cask?
It is not
Okay.
finished in a wine cask.
That's delicious.
Proof is 95 to 100.
Proof on that, 114.7.
I was going to say 110.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, that's good. What's the price on this?
The price on this is $65.
Yep.
All day. All day.
Over and over again. That's awesome. It's a good MGP pick.
Man,
Yeah, it is.
absolutely.
I didn't make it out there on Father's Day. They had a bottle your own event. So
Oh, that's
you can
cool.
pick from various barrels and then bottle your own. So they do some fun stuff out there.
Man, hats off to them.
Yeah.
Ewing Young.
Ewing Young.
Have them on the show.
Do you know their distribution? Are they...
I don't know their distribution at
Okay.
all. But I can put you in touch with them on Instagram to see if can get some stuff out here.
They're not from around here.
You don't see it here.
Yeah.
No, don't know that name.
No.
Woo.
Yeah, that's good.
Give her one more rinse. I did promise you 8 pours.
We're getting our money's worth of Mike.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Dun da da da.
No way.
All right, Mike, last but not least, number 8.
Number 8.
What are we trying?
We are trying out, taking for a test drive, the 2021 Bellmead Honey release.
Okay.
Could we pass that ball
There's a-
back here, maybe?
There's a lot of hype on this.
Mike, thank you for sharing this.
You know,
Yeah.
Mike,
Welcome.
it should be known, Mike and I did have an agreement with this.
What was that?
We kind of went in on it together. Like, we didn't end up going in, but we had a little arrangement where I also entered the lottery. And I was going to retrieve the bottle for Mike, but he was going to give me a little sample size of the bottle. So I feel like I'm just getting what's due right now.
Yeah.
No, much appreciated. Double our chances of winning.
That's right. You didn't even need the luck.
So what's the story on this? This is Belle Meade, so they're sourcing this.
Yeah. So they're sourcing it. I mean, if you go to Nelson's and do the distillery tour, they'll tell you that like the Seagram's recipe is actually the original Belle Meade recipe. Sounds like marketing, but could be true, could not be true. But what they're using is one of the MGP recipes. I don't know which recipe it is, but they'll age this. I don't know how long this is aged. Most of their Belle Meade is 9 to 12 years, so I don't know if this is 10, 11, 12 year. I believe they dump it into a stainless steel tank, send the barrels over to Truby, who they're an apiary.
Yep.
There's a new word for the podcast.
Right.
So they do
like monkeys and stuff.
No, no. It actually means a bee farm. And they do barrel aged honey over there.
Okay.
And bourbon barrel aged honey. And so then after they get done doing their aging and dump their honey, they send the barrels back to Belle Meade to refill with that bourbon.
And how long does that sit there in the honey barrels?
They probably said, but I haven't caught it. I would guess it's probably 2, 3 to maybe 6 months sort of thing.
Okay. All right.
What is the proof on this?
The proof on this year's release is 106.
So these are true honey barrels.
They are honey barrels.
Honey crickets?
Crickets.
That one was just a little too spot on.
That was good.
No. There wasn't much pun there. It was just...
No, but...
Oh, here you go. I found their details on the aging. Let's see. They fill the empty barrels with wildflower honey at Truby and then allow it to age. Then once Truby is complete, we take the honey barrels back and fill them with our blend to finish for an additional 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
6 to 8. Okay.
And that Truby honey is awesome. If you haven't had it.
I've not had that.
Haven't had
It's worth it.
How's the nose?
It's not as sweet as I would think.
I don't smell much honey.
I don't either.
That's true.
So you haven't had this yet either?
I have not had this release.
Okay. Yeah, I just get, it's just bourbon.
Yeah, smells like a cask strength bourbon.
Yeah. All right, cheers. Let's
Cheers.
see.
Cheers.
There it is.
Oh man, that honey just
There it
coats
is.
your entire
Man.
mouth.
Holy crap.
Oh, it's so delicious.
That finish.
I can see why some of the true, Belle Meade enthusiasts say that this is, at least compared to the other release I have, it does seem like something's a little bit off between meshing the honey and the bourbon notes.
Yeah.
Where the sample I've had at Tarek's and then the bottle I have at home, both just choirs of angels singing. This is only 1 or 2 angels.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Well, this is great, so I don't know what even better than this would taste like, but...
The finish is, just all honey.
Yeah. And it's crazy, like you said, JD, what it does to the mouthfeel is just
it coats your entire... it's insane. Yeah, and the nose is so unassuming. You get 0 honey just about off the nose.
That's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Mead Man?
Tasty. Taste is still coming back for me, but
okay,
I can get a good bit of that.
Good.
And that's really nice. And Mike actually was my Secret Santa last year, so he sent me a little sample of his previous Belle Meade honey release.
Ooh.
So I can testify. That one, ridiculous. Just honey explosion.
Did they use the same apiary, the same...
I think it's the same every year, yeah.
Yeah, it's Truby every year.
I guess it's just the variables that come with doing it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good, though. This is very good.
That has one of the best finishes of something I've had in a long time.
That is true.
Now, JP.
Oh, boy.
Oh, here it is.
How much would you pay for Belle Meade honey?
I would not pay $200 for this
No,
bottle.
you wouldn't stand in line and pay?
Nope.
Okay. D-Rock?
I wouldn't pay 2. I'd probably 125.
Yeah.
I would pay the same amount for this bottle that I paid for a William LaRue. I'd pay $120.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but
Mike,
I wouldn't stand in line.
yeah.
I'm not standing in line overnight. I'm not camping out.
Well, they're doing the lotteries now, so it's like now you just show up and get your bottle.
Yeah, but I'm not paying $200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's 175 plus whatever Tennessee taxes.
So JD, where you at?
I'm not at 200, but I definitely appreciate it. Wouldn't stand in line, but at the right price, yeah, I do the lottery. Or if I go in halves with a friend, maybe.
Is there anything you would pay $200 for?
Yeah.
Is there?
Like I'd put $200 on a bottle if it was worth it.
All right. I think we've covered this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Mike, what do you think?
Is it worth your 200?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably dumb enough to do the lottery again next year. So, but I mean, it does, it is challenging when all of a sudden you have this window of like 3 months to come pick it up.
Well, to your credit, if you're willing to pay the 200 for it, it's obviously each batch is very different from each other.
Yeah.
So it's worth it, I guess, to do it every year.
And no disrespect to those guys that are doing it. Like it's part of the fun, being involved in it. As long as they're not like getting in there just to flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're enjoying it. They're actually opening the bottle. Yeah. No disrespect there.
So which other one do you own, Mike?
I actually have a small Bell Mead collection.
Okay.
So I've got the vanilla.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which it's got some rough spots on it. It's a really good flavor, but it does have some rough spots on it.
Okay.
I think it's just the vanilla extract itself shining through, not just with flavor. It almost affects the texture and mouthfeel a little bit.
Okay.
I've got the cognac, the XO cognac finish. That one's actually really, really good. The Mourvedre finish, which is pretty decent. Nice red wine finish. I think I've got one or two others.
Okay.
So,
I don't think I've had any of those.
Well, make it out to Oregon.
Yeah. All those times I go out to Oregon.
We got to get out there.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
It's true.
It's just a whole new appreciation for something that we don't have access to.
Yeah.
They're introducing flavors, taste profiles that we just can't get here.
We'll call it the Change JP's Mind Tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Talk to Westward. See if
Bring us out
we
to
get back
Oregon.
in their good favors.
Bring us out to Oregon and convert me.
Well, this was great. Thanks for sharing that, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome. Are we done? Is that do we do all 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
All right.
Are you asking for more?
I don't know that I could do more and still function the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we drank any more, then we couldn't release this episode. It'd have to turn into like a Patreon exclusive.
Yes.
We'd start saying things we would regret in the editing process later. Well, I don't even know who to cheers. We just had so much.
Well,
cheers to Mike Goodner.
Cheers to Mike Goodner, man.
That's all I can say.
Hey, it's just I'm just happy to be out here visiting you guys, and just wanted to bring you some new discoveries from Oregon. Kildare is new to me. Ewing Young, known about them for a while, but when I thought how good the cast strength was, I figured that would be right up your alley. Branch Point, you've had some things from them that some of you have liked, and so yeah, and those are the that with the Oregon 2 malts. I was glad we were glad to get that one in and find out that
right. We're almost there.
I like that one.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, but good stuff, and New Riff and Bell Mead.
Yeah.
Anywhere else you're going while you're in town?
Scheduled to go visit Uncle Nearest and Dickel tomorrow.
Okay.
So
beautiful place.
Yeah.
You'll have fun there.
What are you going to pick up at Dickel?
Probably won't pick up anything at Dickel. So, I mean, we can get a lot of Dickel, in Oregon. So it shows up a little bit later, but it stays on the shelf.
Have you had any of the Cascade Moon stuff?
I have not.
Yeah, if you, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on the Cascade Moon stuff. A little bit left of normal Dickel stuff, so yeah, definitely let me know if you try that for sure.
Okay, yeah, will do.
Don't we have a Dickel 15?
We have a Dickel 15 here, and we have a single barrel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got a couple single barreled 9s at home.
Yeah, that's what we got one of those here.
Yeah, which are very solid pours.
And the 15 is really good. It's a caramel bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Mike, we appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, gents. Good to see you again.
you too. If you want to do your own Patreon Purveyor Pours, you got to be a Patreon member.
Yes, you do.
Patreon.com/bluecollar-bourbon. Sign up today.
Definitely worth it.
Get all kinds of stuff. So,
Gentlemen, till next week.
till next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Blue Collar Bourbon is part of the Lasting Media network of podcasts and is produced by John Fender, Jason Barrett, and Jonas Litton. QC by me, Meadman, and edited by Ben Delameter and JoJo. Our theme music was written and recorded by Joe Nasty. Special thanks to Red Dog Wine and Spirits and Cool Springs Wine and Spirits in Franklin, Tennessee, and Elixir Spirits in Spring Hill, Tennessee. To learn more about any of the whiskeys we taste, visit thebluecollarbourbon.com. If you'd like to support the show, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/bluecollarbourbon and take advantage of the great rewards we have to offer. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts above 0.05 BAC.